Hello, everyone. Gonna give it just a second for the video to populate in your feed. So just stay here with me and let me know that you are here and let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay. It looks like I am live in all the right places. Hello and happy Tuesday evening. My name is Jennifer Hill with One Crafty Sister, and I am so excited to be here for Tuesday Night Live. Whether you're tuning in here on Facebook or here on YouTube, I'm going live in both places, so I might see some of you in one place or the other. But make sure that you say hello to me so I can see you in the comments. Hello, Karen. I do know where you live. So yeah, just let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm just so happy to be able to come here tonight and share a really fun card class for you tonight. We're going to make 4 cards tonight featuring a fun bundle out of the holiday mini catalog, the one of a kind bundle. If you like snowflakes and if you like fun projects, then you're going to want to stay around for that. So just a couple little pieces of business before we get started. Today is an actual free card class for you. So I'm going to make 4 projects and I'm going to give you the opportunity to earn all the supplies to make all 4 projects tonight by placing an order with me. And you will receive the kit to make all 4 of these cards in the mail. So to do that, all you have to do is use the host code that's there on the screen when you place an order. It's also in the video link as well as my shopping link. So when you place an order of $40 or more, I'm going to send you the kit to make all 4 of these projects tonight. Super great deal. You shop, you get a whole card class for free, right? If you place an order of $50 or more, I'm going to include a pack of embellishments for you to embellish up your cards with as well. So I just want to say thank you for considering shopping with me. If you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to take care of you and be your demonstrator. There is an awesome sale starting tomorrow. So if you're watching this today on what is today? Today is Tuesday, November 12th. If you're watching this today, you'll want to wait to place your order until tomorrow. And now I don't usually tell people to wait to place an order. Like, why would you want to wait, right? But I'm going to show you a reason why in just a second. I'm going to show you right now. This is the reason. We have a seasonal sale starting tomorrow. So this is a sale where you can stock up on a lot of your basics in your craft room. So out of our annual catalog, all of our stamp and die bundles are going to be on sale. And then designer series paper is also going to be on sale. Both of those are 20% off tomorrow. So the die bundles and the punch bundles are already 10% off, so you're going to get an additional 10% off of that. It's a great deal. You'll also receive 10% off cardstock and 10% off ink. So if those are things that you need to stock up on, like I have a few little cubbies here that are a little light. I need to order some more of my colors. I do like to keep certain amounts of cardstock there so I can have things to craft with. Hi, Sherry. And so you're going to want to stock up with that 10% off discount that starts tomorrow and it goes for 3 days. So that's the seasonal sale right here. You can shop with One Crafty Sister, that's me. And remember to use the host code that is right up in the top of your window tomorrow or today in the next week when you shop, and you'll earn this card class for free. Now, I'm going to flip the camera down and show you the bundle that we're going to work with today. and I am going to show it to you and show you in the catalog. So this is the one-of-a-kind bundle. It is a cute stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set, okay, with this cute snowflake and those little swirlies and some really nice sentiments. Not even, you know, these are great for winter and some seasonal like Christmas cards. But you could just send these, sending a flurry of happy wishes. That could be any time in the winter. And I know I'm in Florida and we don't really see snowflakes, so this is my way of getting some snowflakes in my life. So this bundle is in the mini catalog. So here it is in the mini catalog. It is on page 45. And this bundle, first of all, I love these projects that they have here. I love this project where they've taken and heat embossed snowflakes on a piece of old olive cardstock and then mixed it with a paper that you might not think about to get a great Christmas look here. And I was trying to see where it is here. I have that paper here. It is the Distressed something, and it comes with 3 patterns, and one of them has this gold check, and they've colored this in with cherry cobbler Stampin' Blends. So that is just a really neat card, and look at all the detail in this one. If you love to layer, die cut, stamp, there's all kind of texture in this card. But here's the amazing thing. This bundle here in the US, can you see this price? $27.25. This is the number you need to write down to place this on your order, 164078. This bundle is $27.75. Now, this bundle is not part of the sale that starts tomorrow because it is in the mini catalog. But I just wanted to, so 27, I just want to show something to you really quick. Hold on just a second. Oops. I'm trying to use my calculator up here on my computer because I want to, okay. So $27.75 is what you as a customer will pay for this plus tax and shipping. And then I like to call this is demonstrator math. This is what a brand new demonstrator would pay for it. Okay, $22.20. This is a brand new demonstrator who's just joined. And then I had this written down because I wanted to share it with you, but I had the wrong number down. And then this is what I get to pay for it, or a demonstrator who has maybe been in for a little while, not necessarily. You could easily reach the second level of a discount really quick, but I call this demonstrator math. So as a demonstrator, you could pay $20 to $22 for this bundle. I like that kind of math versus $27.75. But if you want to pay $27.75, that's okay. We need people to pay $27.75 for things. But this is why I oftentimes encourage my happy stampers, my customers who like to place big orders, to buy the starter kit so that they can take advantage of demonstrator math. Now, is there anyone watching here who takes advantage of demonstrator math already? I bet there is. Tell me if you like demonstrator math or customer math better. I mean, it takes demonstrators and customers. But as a customer, you don't have to do things like this, like the videos or classes, unless you want to. But there is opportunity for both to be a discount shopper, and then also if you would like a business or would like to make a little bit of money from your hobby, there's opportunities to do that, or even supplement your income. There are ways to do that. And if that's something that you're interested in, our team would love to welcome you into our family. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you about this awesome bundle, okay? And now we are going to get to stamping, which I know is what you are here for. Now, this dies, the dies that come with this, you have this outline die and this detailed snowflake die. You're going to see both of these in action tonight. And you can make so many pretty things with these snowflakes. Let's start out with, let's see, we're going to start out with a simple card. I say it's simple. Let me pull out my supplies here. Now, if you love these cards and you plan on getting a kit to make them, you will want to, Sherry says she likes demonstrator math. You will want to have these 4 ink colors. I'm going to be using Coastal Cabana, Misty Moonlight, Balmy Blue, and Azure Afternoon. So those are the 4 colors that you would want to have to be able to make these cards, even if you make them from my demonstration. And also, if you're on my email list, you'll receive all of these a tutorial for these cards in your email. So if you're not on my list, there is a link in the video information so that you can join my email list and receive my emails with all of my free tutorials. Okay, so I have a thick basic white card base here that's cut in a standard card base, and I have a piece of basic white here. We're going to use our Coastal Cabana ink on this card, and we are going to use some of these snowflakes in this fun little swirly. I love little swirlies. So let's see. I think I'm missing some blocks here. I think I've taken some blocks to my studio. Most of them. Too many of them. All right, let's see. This is the one I need. Okay. You also will want to have a blending brush. We are going to do a tiny bit of blending. Just pull out a small little grid here, little grid paper to do some blending here. This is just the snowflake die cut out on basic white cardstock. And we're going to take a blending brush and our Coastal Cabana, pick up some of that ink, and just blend that ink onto this snowflake. Now, whenever I use my blender brushes, I always like to start off of the paper and blend in circles onto my paper so that I don't get any globs of color. And sometimes I rotate and go different directions. And I like to use my thumb on the top of my blender brush because I feel like I have more control of the strength of my pressure. Okay, so that is all blended up now. Oh, I still need that. Don't close that, Jennifer. You just don't need your grid paper. Okay. Let's take this and go ahead and stamp our sentiment in the center of our snowflake. It says, "Hope you have the merriest season ever." And then we're going to stamp some of those cute snowflakes and swirls on this layer. Now I am going to be putting this die in the center, so I want to make sure that my swirlies are going to show. Okay. And then I'm going to take and put a snowflake here, one here, up here, and one down over here. I think that looks good. All right, I think that's all of the ink we need for this card. Okay, so we're going to do some assembly now. This is going to be adhered onto our card base. Just going to use some seal to add this. And then we are going to pop this beautiful die up on dimensionals. Now this die comes from the, let me remember the name of this bundle. It is the Celebrate, let's see if I can remember it. Oh, what is it called? I didn't write that one down. It is one of the, I can't get it out, so I'm not going to try to look for it. But if someone knows that's watching the video, comment which die this comes from. It's from one of the scrapbooking bundles that came out in the scrapbooking catalog, in the scrapbooking brochure. I'm pretty sure is where it came from. And I love the shape. And the reason why I'm drawing a blank is because I don't actually have it, which is crazy. I borrowed it from one of my team members, which is great that we can kind of borrow and share resources like that. And I already gave it back to her, so I don't have it in front of me to remember what it is. But we're going to go ahead and add this cool die to the center of our card. It's a little crooked. Like that. And then I have a piece of the Pool Party pom-pom ribbon. This is so cute. And I'm going to adhere it by just putting some adhesive in the center of my die. And we're going to cover that up so it doesn't really matter what it looks like, right? Because it's going to be covered. And I'm going to trim some little flagged ends, like so. And then I'm going to add the sentiment up like on dimensionals. Now I'm noticing that I think my little brush had a little bit more of a more blue color in it, and my blending is a little bit bluer than my Coastal Cabana, but that's okay. All these pretty snow colors, all the blues you're going to see tonight are super pretty. So this card is a pretty simple card, but it's missing something, right? It needs some bling. It needs some bling. So I've got some iridescent pearls, let's see, that we're going to add to our card to give it some pizzazz. Got a little piece here I'm working on too. Let's see here. All right. So there it has some little bit of pizzazz with the iridescent pearls. Now, another type of embellishment that looks great on this card, but we ran out of them at my team meeting yesterday, are the iridescent faceted gems. So you can see them on here. They're super sparkly. I love them, and I love them the best over the iridescent pearls, but I didn't have any more, so, but that would be my choice. So I would say use iridescent faceted gems. So there is card number 1. Hope you enjoy that card, because I've got 3 more fun ones for you. I do. Okay, let's go with a really fun layout. Set those aside. A really fun layout that you could duplicate over and over again in different ways with circles. We're going to use a combination of two different colors of circles. So I've got some stitched circles from the Stylish Shapes dies, which are like my favorite dies, get the most usage. I also have, here I need to clean up the little die pieces, one of the snowflakes from this adorable bundle. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping here. Throw that away. I also have a piece of basic white that's been embossed with the Snowflake embossing folder, the Softly Falling. And then I have a piece of basic white to go inside the card. I'm going to leave that out because I might stamp on it. So I can, though, go ahead and adhere this to my card front. And then we're going to do some stamping. So set that aside. We are going to need that big snowflake. We're going to stamp it. Let's clean off. Goodness, I was like, where did my stamp set go? It was stuck to the bottom of my chamois. It was like this is how things disappear. You set things down and they stick to your chamois. Okay, so we're gonna stamp that big snowflake right in the center of this circle. We're gonna do this with Coastal Cabana again. So we have that pretty snowflake. And then we need our sentiment that says, sending a flurry of happy wishes. And that sentiment is going to be stamped onto our white circle. And I stamped it a little over to the right. Back. I think that's all the stamping. I'm going to use that big snowflake though because I'm going to stamp on the inside. I want to use that snowflake here on the inside, so I'm going to take and stamp it off on my grid paper and just have some light portions of it along the edge like that, just to give some additional detail on the inside. I'm going to add this to the inside of my card. I love all these blue colors. This is how you can really make pretty winter cards, and they don't have to be Christmas cards, or you can make these Christmas cards for sure. Okay, so this first circle is going to go down right about there. I want the darker piece. It's a little darker up top. Okay, right about there. We're going to pop our sentiment up on dimensionals here. These are just cute and whimsical cards. Right about there. And then we have this circle that we're going to add on dimensionals as well. And I'm going to give it just a tiny bit of adhesive because I want it to stick to my sentiment. But I have dimensionals here, and that's because I'm going to layer it like so, and we're going to stick this snowflake right in the center with a mini glue dot. All right. How cute that is. Now we need a bow on here. So I've got the Pool Party pom-pom ribbon again, and it actually does make pretty bows, even though it's not your traditional bow tying ribbon with those pom-poms on it. Still works. There we go. You just have to play with it and get it the size you want. I tend to be a little rough with my ribbons. All right, so that's going to go in the center here with a couple glue dots. Since it's a little bit bigger ribbon, you might want to put some extra glue dots on your pieces just to keep them in place. Obviously I need to trim those ends because they are long, too long. How's that? That's better. And we need some bling, right? So we're going to bring those iridescent pearls back in. And we're just going to, I think all we're going to do is put that nice big pearl right in the center. So there you go, sending a flurry of happy wishes, and you've got those snowflakes inside. And here's my sample, and you can see I used that iridescent faceted gem there. So either one works, but you can see just a cute little layout. And this is a great layout if you take and use designer series paper or embossed die cuts and sentiment, or you can do 3 different kind of patterns or designs here and then do a sentiment on another label. This is just a really great layout to replicate, to have this kind of like nice cluster in your card, and add lots of layer and texture. So there you go, sending you a flurry of happy wishes. This ribbon is fun. I do like it. So let's do one more card with the ribbon because I have 3 cards with ribbon and 1 with none. All right, this is a fun card. I like this card because we're going to make our own kind of patterned paper on this piece of Pool Party. So let me clean up my snowflakes. We're going to need all 3 of our snowflakes, and we are going to use them all at the same time. So I'm going to kind of put them in a little cluster here. Doesn't really matter how specific your cluster is. I'm going to bring this grid paper back in here because we are going to be doing a little bit of stamping over the edges, and I do need a sentiment. So remember how snowflakes are one of a kind, right? That's the name of this bundle, and no 2 snowflakes are the same. So the sentiment for this card, and we are going to use our Misty Moonlight ink here. Our sentiment says, "You are a one-of-a-kind, wonderful friend." How perfect is that? I love it. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to set that aside. We are going to take our snowflakes, and as you can see, I have them all three on my block. And we are going to stamp and create a pattern all around the edge of this. But what I'm going to do is stamp full strength, and then I'm going to stamp again and stamp off. Stamp full strength, stamp off. And I'm not super worried about if they're not perfect, because we're just going to keep filling in and going around. Let's see. And just creating this pattern of snowflakes. Stamp there. And I'm going to come back through just to give some extra layer to some spots that need it, because you basically want a nice layer of snowflakes kind of all stamped on each other. Like, I was worried, I'm like, is this gonna look right? Am I gonna look like I didn't know what I was doing? But when you get it all together, you will see that it all just comes together. All right. I think that looks good. I think that's enough. Okay. So trust me, I said it doesn't matter, and you're going to cover the center, so it does not matter. We have a piece of Pool Party that we cut the detailed snowflake out, and we're going to layer that on top of a piece of the Misty Moonlight. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to plop a little snowflake right down in the center. We're going to put it back in its little spot, right where it was cut out from. But the fun thing is since we cut it out the way that we did, we're going to get that peek through of all that Misty Moonlight now. And now we have our last piece of the polka dot ribbon, and we are going to wrap it here and tie it off on a bow around this layer. We want the bow to be over to the right. Now, doesn't matter if you tie it to the right, you can always slide it, although with this ribbon, because of the pom-poms, it's a little bit harder to slide on your project than other ribbons. But the pom-poms are kind of soft, so they're not as rigid as you might think. All right, so there's our bow, and so if you need to slide it, it's not too bad. So let's say you were to tie it in the middle and you're like, oh no, that's not where I need it. All you have to do is take and push with one finger. So I'm pushing with my thumb this way, and I'm pulling with my index finger this way. But I'm also pushing up, so as I do it, I'm able to rotate the ribbon around. So that's a good kind of tip for when you need to put ribbons in a certain place on your project. It makes it easier to just kind of slide it around like that. Cut those ends off. And this piece is going to be placed on dimensionals here. But before we do that, I want to just get the other pieces all layered. So we're going to add this to a mat of basic white. And you don't have to worry about the dimensionals because I will send all the dimensionals in the recipe tutorial in email. So just make sure you're on my email list. You'll get a list of all the supplies, as well as a link to watch the replay of the video, and pictures of the projects. So the email list is where you want to be. What the heck is on there? I got it on there too. Oh, I almost put it on the wrong side of my card, although it wouldn't have mattered yet because I haven't done anything to the inside. Keep that clean. Now this is going to be popped up on dimensionals. Okay, and then we're going to add our sentiment. We're almost done with this one. So for those of you that live in Florida, do you kind of feel weird about sending snowflake cards since we don't come from a wintry state? Or is it just seasonal so it doesn't really matter? I'm curious of what your thought is. Oh, you're right, Sherry. It's from Iconic Imagery, that die. This die right here, thank you, Sherry, is Iconic Imagery. I love that die. And it's worth it for that bundle just to have that die, I think. But the bundle has a lot of other good things in it. Other shapes and seasonal things. Okay, so I'm using some strips of my dimensional because I want to go on either side of my ribbon to kind of put that in place. And I'm just going to kind of tuck my bow behind the sentiment so that it's out of the way. And now we need some bling. Can't finish this card without some bling. So I'm going to take and put some of the iridescent pearls all over. Put a big pearl in the center. I feel like I just want to put a couple more on, like here. Why not? I'm going all crazy with the pearls. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. All right. So the last thing I'm going to do is do the inside of the card. So I have my layer of basic white. And I think I'm just going to put some of those snowflakes on there. Along the edge. So I'm just going to take and pull out my Misty Moonlight again. And just stamp and just get like a little cluster going. All right. I kind of layered it up just like on the outside of the card because snowflakes fall like that. They don't fall in a line. They go all over the place, right? So we'll add that to the inside. And there is our one-of-a-kind wonderful friend card. I just like how this turns out. It's super fun. Okay, one more card tonight for you guys. I hope you're liking all of these one-of-a-kind projects. Oops. Dropped a snowflake. Okay, so this card, I was originally going to use silver foil for some of these projects, but silver foil went unorderable. So I had to pick another color, but I didn't want to completely redesign the card. So I don't know if you're aware of what color buddies are, but Stampin' Up! Has a list, and I'm going to make a note to share that with you guys in the email. I'm going to share with you the list, Stampin' Up's color buddies list. Putting this here right now. Because it's a great resource when you're trying to figure out how to put colors together. And so the card was using balmy blue and silver. I didn't have the silver, and like I said, it was not available for me to order. It had been sold out temporarily. It still is, I think. And so I didn't have any other option. So I went to the Color Buddies list, and the Color Buddy says mix balmy blue with azure afternoon or misty moonlight. No, azure afternoon or blueberry bushel. So I pulled out the colors and I decided that I was going to go with the azure afternoon. You can see how these all three would go really well together to make a lovely card with these color buddies. And I will be honest with you, I had never ever used the Color Buddies list before. So this was the first time I had done it. And I was happy with the end result. So I am going to take this circle and we are going to stamp some snowflakes on it, and we are going to use our balmy blue. Actually, when I pulled out the inks, I said you need azure afternoon, but you actually don't, because we're using the paper, but we're not using the ink on these projects. We are going to use balmy blue though, and we are going to stamp snowflakes on this circle, similar to what we did before, but we're not going to overlap them. So we're just going to kind of fill our little piece up like that. Okay. And then I have a couple other things to stamp. We are going to stamp that big snowflake right in the center of that. We're going to actually cut that out with the die. So there's that. And then we need our sentiment, which for this one, we're using thank you for your kindness. And I'm going to stamp it kind of to the left of our strip here. There we go. Now let's go ahead and cut out with the die this snowflake. So I have my mini cut and emboss. Find where I set my little dies here, because it's not alive unless I set something out of the way and can't find it, which I cannot right now. There they are, sitting right next to my desk. It's okay, even you can do this. Sometimes things just move out of the way. They grow legs and walk across across my workstation. Okay, so we're gonna line this up and cut this out using my Boho Blue Mini Cut and Emboss. I love this little handy thing. Whoops, I slid. Let me grab a piece of washi tape just to stick it down a little bit. Just gonna de-stick it a little bit. You can stick it on your skin or even on your clothes. Oh, and while I'm doing this, I just wanted to thank everyone who did place an order with me last week. You might be wondering what the mystery project was, because last week I said there was going to be, I shared 3 projects and I was sending a mystery project along with its own video. So I thought I would show you guys really quick what this is. In just a second, let me get this out of the way and I'll show you what the mystery project was. So I can't wait for those of you who are getting my order, your kit, to be able to make this really adorable framed little piece of art using the Autumn DSP. And so you'll be able to use any sentiment here, but you'll have a tutorial for this, and I'll show you how this easily goes put together, and you can create little art. Like you can do this for all the seasons. Maybe you work in an office and you want little seasonal art. You could do these throughout the year with the different seasons. You could even take and do a more neutral background and have a little magnet here and pop in and out your little scenes. So I just think it's super cute and a super fun project, and so that is what I'm going to send to those of you who placed your order last week as your bonus project. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. This week you'll have all 4 of the Snowflake cards. So I cut out that snowflake. We are going to layer this Azure Afternoon snowflake right on top of there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. And then while I'm thinking about it, and Sherry, don't be upset when I say what I'm about to say, because it means that I can't come down to be with you and Gloria. But on December 14th is my coffee and cards. Every month I have a morning class at 10 a.m. once a month, and it's coffee and cards. I'll be hosting not only the 10 a.m., but I'll also be doing an afternoon session as well, but it's going to be a Christmas party that I'm inviting you all to come and celebrate the season and have fun. We're going to play some games. We're even going to do a little gift exchange. So it's going to be super fun. And yeah, that just means that, Sherry, I can't come play. I'm sorry. But I will be playing here, and I invite all of you to come hang out at the One Crafty Sister studio for a card class, as well as we're building it into a fun Christmas party for all of you. So I took and adhered my stamped circle onto the Azure Afternoon circle, and we're going to cut this in half. And you can use, these are my ribbon scissors. Don't anyone tell my friend Joyce that I just did that. Oh my goodness. I just grabbed them. I usually just use them on my ribbon. That's a lie. Sometimes I use them when I make 3D projects. I really like them. They're great ribbon scissors, but they're also just great scissors anyway. They're Stampin' Up! Used to sell them, but they do not any longer. So this is what we're doing with that circle, okay? So we're creating this fun little design, and we're going to cover up the lines where you cut, so you don't have to worry about having the line exact, because your sentiment is going to go over it. So when we were making this at our team meeting on Sunday, some of my team members were like, can we pull out a trimmer to cut it? And I'm like, you don't need to. They're like, I can't cut a straight line. I'm like, you don't have to, trust me. It doesn't matter for this. Okay. So I'm layering this piece. You can see this is where I cut my circle out of. So no sense in wasting paper. Just use, when you're creating mats, that's a great opportunity to cut a die cut out of the center and use it on your card. I'm going to load this up with some good support though. Good support with my dimensionals. All right. So I am excited for lots of crafting opportunities through the season. I know that we get busy, but it's also a great time to have fun crafting with your friends. And I am going to do as much of that this season as I can around my class schedule and my work schedule, which doesn't leave a whole lot of time, but I will make some of it happen. Okay, so I'm going to attach half of the circle, and then I'm going to attach the other half, but I'm just going to slide it down and offset it by about half, like so. And then the sentiment is going to be adhered on top. So you're going to cover up that line, and I just think this is, oops, I might need to trim my end just a tiny bit. Let's see if I can do this with my snips and get it straight. It'll be a miracle. It's not bad. It took 2 cuts, but I got it pretty straight. Okay, and now we're going to take and add this snowflake. These are so fun. And you know, I've kind of resisted snowflakes a little bit over the last few years, the snowflake sets that we've had. So it's kind of fun to actually have one that I did, because I don't always get the snowflake sets. Again, because I live in Florida. All right, last thing, we need some bling. Gotta put something in the middle of that snowflake. It's just crying for it. And then we'll give some other pearls. There we go. So there's that card. So let me pull out all the cards that we made together tonight, or that I made for you tonight. So here are the one-of-a-kind projects. Let me take that out of there just for a second. Get that host code out of there. So those are the adorable cards made with the one-of-a-kind bundle. So the stamps that we didn't use, we did not use a little something just for you. Okay, and there's also a to from. So if you need a to from for your Christmas tags or anything, this is a great one to do. So let me flip the camera up, back to up here. So which one is your favorite? Let's see, we started with this one, the swirly snowflake card. So there's swirly. And then we moved to the triple circle layout, okay? And then the next card was the ton of snowflakes, the create your own DSP snowflake card. And then the last one was the cut and split. I don't know what you would call it, but I'm calling it the cut and split. Oh, Lisa, this is your favorite? Awesome. Okay. Sherry, I do love monochromatic cards. And I don't always do that. These happen to be kind of monochromatic or like all in the kind of color buddy families. Um, oh, Karen, that's your favorite? Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you like them. And I hope that, oops, wrong button, that you guys will make them yourself. And just as a reminder, when you place an order using that host code right there, you can receive the kit to make all 4 of these cards in the mail from me with a $40 order. That will qualify you for that. And then with a $50 order, you'll also get a pack of bling sent to you in your package as well. So thank you guys all for tuning in for this week's Tuesday Night Live. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday as well. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, so it's kind of like Christmas full swing for getting projects done, but you might have some still some Thanksgiving projects to do. So I'm going to come to you with some ideas next week for both Christmas and Thanksgiving, which I can't wait for. So you guys have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for spending a little time with me. I really appreciate you for hanging out with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys the next time. Have a great night. Bye.